JCARTS. You can consider this late night coffee with Jordan at this rate, but I'm going to be showing you guys the next door neighbor's house, which is abandoned. I should specify it's abandoned. And I had an encounter with a skinwalker or shapeshifter at this house, and I've been debating whether I'm going to do this or not because I'm kind of terrified. Not gonna lie. We're going to go ahead and go over there, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, though. What's up, guys? Welcome back for another spooky story based on my personal experiences, and this one's not going to be as long as probably the other ones, but it's still really effective and still gets under my skin. There's a few friends in my life that I trust completely. One of those friends is Cinnamon. You know her on YouTube. She has a channel. I recommend her all the time. She's a very fun, cool person. I think you guys would like her if you checked out her channel, but this was around a time where I think she was getting ready to move out of the state, and it was getting close to that point. This story I get emotional thinking about. I get teary-eyed because, but before I start this story, I think it's very important to mention that this took place at the house next door. Not inside the house, outside of the house. And the house next door has been abandoned for several years now. As a matter of fact, the neighbor who lived there was a woman named Darlene. We knew her for several years, ever since we moved out here. We knew her for quite a while. We had no idea that she had passed away. As a matter of fact, her son pulled up to the house almost a year after she just sort of just disappeared from, the property. He passed by and just kind of walked up to the front porch and just said, "Oh, my mother passed away several months ago." And we were just jaw dropped because we had no idea she was even gone. The house has been abandoned since, I would say, probably, I'm going to take an educational guess, 2014, 2013, around that time. It's been abandoned for a long time. I mean, that house is just dreadful. It's falling apart. It's just, yeah, it's done. But what happened outside the house, I'm getting all flustered just thinking about it, and I do that sometimes when I start thinking about something that happened to me. I start getting flustered and I start messing up on my words. I start tripping over my words, and I cannot help it. It's just that kind of reaction that just goes to my mind. But basically what happened was I was coming from town, which was about 10 minutes away. I was, pulling up to the house and everything, and pulling up in front of the house, and I noticed that my friend Cinnamon is standing in the alleyway and between her mom's house and Darlene's house. She was in the alleyway between it, wearing a pink jacket, and she was smiling at me behind some bushes and some vines that were all over the house, because there are vines all over that house. That house has not been taken care of at all. It has leaves, vines, and just branches and trees growing all around it. It's literally looks like something you'd see from Jumanji. Basically, I was pulling up to the house, and I saw my friend Cinnamon standing on the other side of the house, smiling at me, literally smiling at me, and I never seen a smile on that, her face that big before. I thought she was gonna try to pull a prank on me or something along those lines, and I said, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of the vehicle and go around the house. And by the way, I think it's very important to mention that this is taking place during broad daylight. It is bright outside. Everything. I ran around the house, and I got around to where Cinnamon would have been standing if she was there. And long story short, when I got around the house, she wasn't standing there, wearing a pink jacket and everything. I knew it was her by the face. It was obvious that it was her. And I had my glasses on too. My glasses that help me see 100% better. I had my glasses on. I knew who I was looking at. A few minutes later, her mom comes outside and says, "What's up, man?" And I go and say, "Where's Cinnamon? Is Cinnamon here? Because I just saw her standing right here." And she's like, "Cinnamon hasn't been here in a couple weeks." "No, she must be around here because she was just standing right here smiling at me." And she's like, if she's around here, she ain't hanging around here. She just must be passing by or something. And I then picked up my phone and started texting Cinnamon saying, "Were you just at your mom's house?" And she goes and says, "No, I'm at my dad's." And I'm like, "Oh, I saw you standing on the side of my neighbor's house, my abandoned neighbor's house, smiling at me, dipping and ducking down between the bushes and the vines and stuff." I don't even know if she knew how to respond at that point. "No, I have not been to that town in a couple weeks. I'm not down there." I'm getting emotional, man. I'm getting emotional. It scares me because in the back of my mind, I always ask myself, what would have happened if I had just kept eye contact with my friend Cinnamon and walked up to her instead of going around that house? What would have happened if I just walked straight to her, looking at her the entire time? Would it have done something to me? Would it have attacked me? I don't know. This happened during broad daylight, and I was so fucking vulnerable and so fucking... I believed it. It was her. So I don't know what would have happened to me. And then she mentioned that it could have been a shapeshifter or something along those lines, something that took the form of somebody that you know. Smile on her face was so convincing that it was my friend. When I was looking at this thing, it was my friend 100%. And that's all that was going through my mind. So it wasn't a ghost. Whatever it was, it knew my weak points. It knew my friends, people I trust. That's the story about the time I experienced a shapeshifter. I'm not going to be standing out here that long, and I know it's hard to see, so I do have a flashlight, but this is the house that's been abandoned. It's going to get tore down here soon, actually. It's not going to be standing for much longer. Someone already purchased it, so it's practically gone. But here's the thing. I'm actually nervous just looking at it because I'm scared I'm going to see someone in the window or not, but there's no one in there. That's the scary part. But over there, I'm not sure if I can show you guys, but over here in that general area is where I saw my friend pulling up to the house, and her face, she was smiling at me. And I remember going around the house over in that direction, and I went around the house to try to cut her off because I knew she was trying to prank me, and she wasn't there. So I asked her mom, is Cinnamon around here? Is she hanging out anywhere? And she's like, nope, I'm scared. I'm actually going to turn around and start walking away because, yeah, that makes me nervous just even looking at it, to be honest with you. That is the place where I saw my friend, who was not really my friend. It's the next door neighbor's house that's been abandoned for quite a while. I'd even say probably about 7 to 8 years now. And I have no explanation on what or who that was I saw standing on the side of the house that day, but I can guarantee you right now, I did call my friend Cinnamon, and she said it was not her because she had not been in Leesburg in a long while. So yeah, that is the spot where I saw my friend who actually wasn't there, and it still haunts me till this day. Holy shit, Michael. We made it to We Slaughtered Barbecue. The epitome and the purpose of our trip is to make it to this area.
Oh yes. Food and cattle.
Yep. I just noticed, is that a cemetery way over there, or are those cattle?
No, I think that is a small cemetery.
Holy shit, that's kind of cool and creepy. That thing is massive, but there's not just that one. There are spiders literally
There's
everywhere.
one there. There's one there. There's one over there. And then there's this one here.
Dude, they're everywhere on the property.
Huge.
It's
Oh,
cool.
there's one there.